Why did Pavel have to sleep with his sister for the rest of the holiday? What?
Because Pavel bedroom, uh, Pavel bed, it was very wet. Yeah.
How did his bed get wet?
I think they are going. I think uh like Pavel's it's coming in the window. I think he was opening the window because he think it was shining. It was sun, but it's not rain.
Yeah. Either they have a big leak in the ceiling, which would be really bad for a rental property, or the windows right next, the bed's next to the window, and because it was, like you say, it was that's logical. It was a beautiful sunny day, so they left the window open. The ship has landed. Alien is here. Are you ready for an interest 15 test?
Let's go.
So how are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah, what did you do all day? Since we are the evening.
I'm playing in I visit my friends and we are playing games.
I'm visit? What kind of English is that?
That's sus English.
Sus English indeed. If you say I'm, you're going to use the present continuous. Remember,
Yeah.
I am doing something right now. So I visited. Earlier today, right? So you have to be past tense. I visited.
Okay.
My friends. Okay. Is your brother hiding there behind you again?
No.
No.
He sleep downstairs.
Sleeping now, continuous.
Yeah.
Now he's doing it.
Yeah.
Now you use a continuous.
I think he wake up. I think he wake up.
I think he woke up.
Yeah, I heard some.
I heard some noise.
Yeah, some noise.
You think you heard his voice?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Let's get started on our interest test, speaking test. Part 1, social interaction. We talked about treasure as well. And we talked about homeschooling, that kid that really enjoys, wasn't doing well in school, and his parents decided that maybe he should try homeschooling. Yeah. All right. So, social interaction part 1, topic 1, homeschooling. So again, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You give me an answer and give me a reason or an example to support your answer. So the first thing is, do you like the idea of homeschooling? Did you? No. Go ahead. No?
Because I think students want, they want study and they will spend all day to surf internet and playing games. They think study is boring.
Well, especially for boys. Boys are not really designed to be in public schools.
Girls can.
Girls too, yeah.
Yeah, well, girls.
Some of the literature on schools, right? Because schools haven't changed in the last 150 years. A lot of the literature, like the literature, when I say that, means the research done by psychologists and things like that, have shown a lot that girls tend to be a lot more agreeable, so they tend to do better in school, but boys are more disagreeable, and they tend to want to play and burn energy and climb things and roughhouse. So as the kids get older, it becomes harder and harder for them to sit in a classroom, for 7 hours a day. They don't burn any energy, and it starts causing lots of problems. It's difficult for boys to do their school, more difficult than girls on average. That's what the research has shown. Yeah, and you're right, because of course we were online throughout the whole pandemic fiasco, and I did do some state schools online in Indonesia, while I was still here in Vietnam. I worked with an old company, English Plus, I believe it's called. And it was insane. You had 30 some students in a classroom, and maybe at any given time 5 students would have the camera on. The rest of them, you'd call their name, they wouldn't hear you, they wouldn't listen to you. They'd be playing video games, or they'd be watching videos on YouTube or something, and they just didn't participate at all. It was very difficult. So I don't think, and this is just my opinion, but I don't think online schooling is very good for the masses. Like all the students, like to have class. I don't think you can teach a class online with 20 or 30 students in the classroom. Maybe you could give a lecture or something. That's different. But to teach school subjects, it's just too many students. But I do think that online education, you can certainly pick and choose courses of interest, like the one-on-ones, English and things like that. And that can be beneficial. But as a whole, I agree with you. And the other thing too, that's a problem is the social side of it. I don't want to go too far into my opinions of this. Let's see what you think. Just number 2, describe how school is different in state schools. Describe how school is different. Yeah, okay, right. So the question here is, when
state school is like specialist school.
Yeah, like state school is the public school you go to.
I think
you're in grade 8 now.
In yeah.
Grade 8, I think. Yeah. So describe how school is different in state school. Yeah, I kind of worded that question a little silly. So how is it different when you go to school compared to when you were online? How is it different from online at your school? What's the benefits of it?
I think public school are funded by local or state, and private school are funded tuition paid by the students. I think so.
That's true. You're okay. You're talking about public schools and private schools, and yeah, private schools is paid by the parents. Yeah, they have to charge more because it's not funded by the government. State school is a government school. That's true. So usually private schools have better equipment and supposedly better teachers and better curriculum because people pay a lot more money to go to private school. And there's usually smaller classes and more teachers available per student, from my experience. But what I'm asking you is, what's the big differences between online school during COVID and back to school now at your state school? Because you said you prefer state school over online school.
Yeah.
So tell me what the big differences are.
Study in school is like more comfortable for me because I am a boy. I stay up late every day, so online school I can stay up late and do it whatever I want. Like I don't study at morning. I study at afternoon. So it's very make me more comfortable, like study at morning.
Okay, I got a little. I want you to tell me how state school, your public school, how is it different from online school? Your state school, the government school, the one you go to every day. How is that different? Because you said you rather go to the school than do the school online, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why?
And back to school, I'm not very like back to school. I like more online school, but back to
Okay,
school.
you like online school more than on-site school, right?
Yeah,
On-site means you go to the school. Online means you're here on the internet. Okay,
back to
so
back to
you
the school. I it's very I for the education it's better than online because in like face to face with teacher we can understand what they say. So
you can understand more what they say.
yeah, because you do an online school? Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that three was about what do you think about online education in a whole? How do you think it's good and how do you think it's bad?
Uh, a
On
good thing is,
online, yeah.
yeah, like what I said, it's good for student who live far from school. They won't have to wake up early and take up everything and go to school very quickly. And the bad way, like like what I said in question one, is they are use it to playing games and surf internet. They won't come study like me. When I do online school, I always playing games with my friends.
I remember one of our past students, Nishka. She lives in or just outside of New Delhi in India. And she said what they did there was they gave the kids and the parents the choice where they could do much of their education online and then just come into school on report days or test days and things like that. So they could divide it up 50-50 or 60-40. So what the teacher would do is the teacher is at their desk and then all the students are in front, of course. But then in the front of their desk, they'd have a camera there. So it shows the teacher and it shows the board behind them. So the teacher would make sure as she's teaching the student, she would always stand in front of the camera. So it didn't matter if you went and sat in the classroom or you were sitting at home, you would still get the whole class. What do you think about that? Like 50-50.
It's like the teacher is feels more comfortable for like like online educations. So because students are face to face to them and they can like test them and check what they are doing. When we online education, they can't they can see all the student what they are doing because they are off cam or they are out of the room.
Yeah, well, the students in the classroom would not see the students online, and the students online would not see the students in the class. They'd only see the teacher. The camera's in front of the teacher. Okay, let's try number two. Topic two. Okay, topic two, treasures. Number one, do you think being a treasure hunter would be cool?
Yeah,
Why?
because I can adventure anywhere I want, and it's really cool because I am really like adventure everywhere, but I don't have many money, so like I can find many advertisements for whatever something like we are like finding but finding item and it's really cool.
Where would you look for treasure if you were you were going to be a treasure hunter? Where is one of the first places you would look for treasure?
The beach.
Beaches. Hang out with your metal detector on the beach.
Yeah, like what you were showing me in what class? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, that
They
was one of
use
our lessons.
they use the something to find things under the sand.
Yeah, metal detectors.
Okay.
I had one when I was a kid. It was cool. You walk over the ground, and it only goes like depends on how strong the metal detector is. I don't know. Let's say maybe a meter deep. It'll go, and if that. And when you're walking around and you're scanning everywhere, you have a little meter on the handle, and then if you find something metallic underground, something with metal on it, then it'll start going beep 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 beep, and the closer you get to it, beep 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 beep, and then you know exactly where it is because if you keep walking, then it goes beep 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 beep, so you know where to dig.
I was on TikTok. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, when I had mine, I never found any treasure, but I found a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
A lot of cans and all kinds of crazy things, but no money. Yeah, it would be fun. I have a friend of mine. Well, I don't know where he is now. His name was Fred. He lived in Jakarta and he had a boat and he was a diver. And he's on National Geographic. They found a treasure in the Java Sea. And that's what he was. He was a professional treasure hunter. He would track down old maps and old ships that sank, and then they would go diving and looking for ships that had sunk before to try to find treasures. And he did find some. What would you do if you found a treasure? What'd you do? Tell your brother? Hide it?
Cool. Yeah, I will tell my brother and my parents.
And then what? Would you tell the police?
Yeah, tell the police because I remember what I saw on TikTok and it said the goal is not we are keep it. So we find it underground or something where it's not we are it's not like how I can explain you like it's not was my goal and I have to give it to state or local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the governments claim the treasures all the time and says it belongs to the country. I think every country's like that. You can never find a treasure and keep it for yourself. But usually what they do is they do give you a lot of money for it. So you do make money, but they keep the treasure because, you know, it could be part of history or it could be in the museum or something like that. But it would be a shame if someone found the gold, you know, all these gold bullions and coins or stuff, and then they would melt it all down and make gold bars from it, because then the history would be all gone, right? You wouldn't have all these old things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have to tell the authorities. I think there's a guy in America right now. He's still in jail. He's been in jail for like 8 years or something now. I heard this story last year where he and his partners found a sunken ship in the Caribbean Sea in the south of the U.S., where all the Pirates of the Caribbean and all those guys. And they knew he found it. Maybe he took some pieces back or something. And then the government was like, well, where is it? And he wouldn't tell them. And he said, well, I didn't find anything. But they put him in jail because he won't tell them where they found the treasure. And he's still in jail now. Yeah. I don't know why he would do that. What's the point? I mean, you're going to probably get a few $1 million from it anyway. Just tell them where it is. You can't keep it. Yeah. What would you do if you were a millionaire? So let's give a scenario here. Okay. So imagine you became a treasure hunter and you ended up finding a box of gold Spanish bullions or something, or maybe some old emperor's treasure, and you turned it in properly to the government, and the government gave you $1 million for your fine. What would you do with $1 million?
Well, I think the first is my parents. I bought them a new house and like bought everything they want, and I will like take half of amount to give it in poor child charity.
Half the money to children charity.
Yeah.
And do you trust giving the organization the money to do what they want, or would you open your own charity foundation so you can control, make sure that the money actually gets to the people? Or you'd investigate it?
Like I have to check the, like, people take the money and gave it to poor children. I don't want to give money to the scammer.
Yeah, you got to be careful, because when you have a lot of money, there's a lot of scammers that come around you. A lot of scammers come your way. You can be very, very careful. People get swindled out of money really quickly. But what would you do for yourself? Okay, your parents just built a new house, so they're fine, and you want to give half the money to a charity. What are you going to do for yourself with what little you have left?
I can like, I bought a new phone.
Buy a new phone. Okay, well, you don't need to be a millionaire to buy a new phone. But what would you want to have in the future?
I want to have 8.IELTS.
You want a what?
Like I want to have an IELTS.
You want to have an IELTS test, but you don't have to be a millionaire to have an IELTS test.
I will use that money to let me study in like a good teacher in comfort or how long.
But you don't have to be a millionaire to get a good teacher. Are you trying to tell me I'm not a good teacher?
No, you're teaching Daniel, and you're very good. Better than me.
I'm native English. My English is better. I wouldn't be a good teacher, no, of course.
You're a good teacher.
Thank you. You're a good student. But come on now. Think about the money. You got the money. I mean, would you not want to buy a nice big piece of land for your own house? Would you not want to buy maybe a boat or something? Like maybe you'd want to buy a residence in another country so that in the future you could have the choice of living in two countries, maybe? Like, we're not talking about handphones or English classes. We're talking about you got $1 million. You can do something big. You'd buy an apartment. Okay.
Where? Some clothes, some shoes.
You buy an apartment, clothes, and shoes.
Yeah. I will buy a boat too.
First thing I would do would be I'd pick where I want my home, and I'd buy a nice big piece of land. For sure.
I will take my parents to Canada or everywhere they want.
Holidays.
Yeah, holidays.
All right. Let's go to the final part, our reading comprehension.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, that was pretty good reading. A good pronunciation. Just a couple of words here and there. Pavel is a very popular Russian name. Pavel. We had in Jack's class, in interest 38, 39. There was a Vietnamese guy in the class. I don't know if you saw any of his classes, but he loved the Russian language and everything, and he used to call himself Pavel all the time. Your brother will know who he is. We used to call him the Vietnamese Russian.
I like Russian language.
I do.
I hope I can study it, but I heard that Russian language is hard.
I don't know. I've never even tried. I don't know one Russian word. Not one. I have no idea. But yeah, I think all languages are probably hard. You just have to really want it. Like, I don't think there's any. No, I'm sure there's some that are easier to learn than others. But it really comes down to, do you really want it? You're going to have to put the work in. If you want it really badly, then you'll learn. Everybody will if they want to. Yeah. So I guess the last question is about your holiday experiences. So we'll just start with the questions here. So this family Did it say the name of the family? No, it just
No,
says.
just said it's a family.
Right. It doesn't even give the name of the daughter. Oh yeah, Elena's.
Alan?
Yeah, read about Elena's holiday. Okay, so Elena is the girl telling the story. What did the family do on the first day of their holiday?
They all went to the beach on the first day.
They did, yeah. So what was Elena doing on the beach?
Um, um, she surfed. She did a lot of surfing.
Yeah, she did a lot of surfing. That's right. What was her little brother doing?
He was building a big sand castle.
He was. Did you ever build a sandcastle?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun when you're a kid. I tried. I never made nice ones, but I did build a few funny looking castles. All right. So that was the first day. They went to the beach. Everything seemed to be going good. What happened on the first evening? So that night when they went home, what happened?
The electricity in the apartment was out.
Yeah, it went out. You can say
Like,
they had a blackout or the electricity went out or they had a power outage. There's a few ways to describe that. What was she doing when the power went out?
they had to eat our
Oh, what
supper.
was she
Huh?
doing? What was she doing when the power went out?
She was chatting to her friends on the internet.
Right. And the bad thing about the power going out was
Uh, yeah, they had to eat our supper in dark.
they had to eat their supper in the dark.
Well,
And then
we
probably,
had a candle.
well, that's the thing. You're on holiday though, right? In your house, you usually have like battery pack lights or, candles. But if you're on holiday, you better hope that the house or the apartment or they have it because they probably didn't pack any flashlights or candles.
Oh no, that's bad.
When you go on a holiday with your parents, do you ever bring flashlights and candles?
No.
No, exactly. All right. So the next day, what bad luck did they experience on the very next day?
When they were shopping, the dark clouds came over and it started to rain really hard.
Yeah. It was a beautiful day and then it started raining on them. So again, they didn't come prepared. They didn't have their umbrellas.
Wait, they can buy in the shop.
Their umbrellas. Yeah, they they got
They
money in
did.
their pocket. They're out in the market. That's what I would do. We'd go find an umbrella shop and buy an umbrella. See, I don't know if that classifies as a bad experience. You go on a holiday, what you expect that you're not going to have any rain?
Mm,
I
mm,
mean, it's going to rain anyway, whether it wants to or not. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't call that bad luck. It's a beautiful sunny day. They go shopping in the market, and all of a sudden it started raining. That's life. That's life. I don't think it's that big of a bad deal.
they're unlucky. I think they're unlucky.
Now, it would be bad luck if you had a beach holiday. You went to Maldive Islands where you're living in a little hut, and you have all you have is beaches, and all you're going to do is swim and fish and do water sports, and then you're there for 2 weeks or a week, and every day it rains and rains and rains and rains and rains. Well, that would be bad luck, yeah, because you specifically went there to enjoy the sunny beaches. That would be bad luck. So, like, same day again. Why did Pavel have to sleep with his sister for the rest of the holiday? What?
Because Pavel bedroom, uh, Pavel bed, it was very wet. Yeah,
How did his bed get wet?
I think they are going. I think like Pavel's It's coming in the window. I think he was opening the window because he think it was shining. It was sun, but it's not rain.
Yeah. Either they have a big leak in the ceiling, which would be really bad for a rental property, or the windows the bed's next to the window. And because it was, like you say, that's logical. It was a beautiful sunny day, so they left the window open and the wind blew all the rain right onto the bed and soaked the bed. Yeah. Which is probably what happened. Yeah.
Lucky family.
That would be bad luck. Yeah. Okay. So later on, we don't know what day, Dad was in the kitchen. Why did Dad shout in the kitchen? What did he say? Oh no!
He saw a family of mice.
Yeah. Family of mice living where? Where were they living?
They live under the sink.
Under the sink, yeah. Well, see, it's funny because, yeah, well, okay, you have your counter with a sink, yeah, and then you can cook food on the counter. But we call the shelves up top with doors, cupboards, and we also and cupboards on the bottom too. Yeah, so all the kitchen slots with doors, shelves with doors, those are called cupboards. Yeah. All right.
Why did Dad say, "Oh no"? I think the parents. I think the parent won't like say, "Oh no" when they saw a mice. My mom and my dad always, if we have mice in my house, my dad said, Juan, come downstairs, have a mice.
What does your dad say?
Juan, come downstairs, it's have a mice in the kitchen.
Oh, so your dad always wants your mom to get rid of the mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pesky little things. I know one time this mouse was trying to come into the building. Well, it came in through the front door. And then, of course, we had the desks, or the counter area, reception. And then in the back is part of the kitchen for the house. And I sat there with this this rat kept coming in. And I took the broom and I pushed him towards the front door. He'd get back up and he'd run back at me again. He was trying to get past me and go into the kitchen. And I must have pushed him back like 6 or 7 times. And he still, every time he'd go rolling down the class or the front area, he would get up and he'd run back at me. And I'm like, what is this stubborn rat? He won't go back out the way he came in. And eventually he got past me and he went into the kitchen. And so I opened the garage door and then he went out the garage door and we got him out that way. But he wouldn't give up. He just wouldn't run away. He just kept coming after me. I was like, this is the most stubborn rat I ever met in my life.
Kill him.
Oh, well, I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to shoo him outside.
My mom and dad will throw him away and lock the door, and he will go out and never come back like your rat.
Yeah, just shoo them outside and just get rid of them. All right. So what did you do on your last holiday? What was the last holiday you had?
And now the
last time you went on a holiday outside of your neighborhood, I mean, not summer holidays, but you went somewhere to a resort or another province or another city.
It was cool.
When was it and where was it?
Well, it's Saigon.
On Saigon. When did you go to Saigon?
In summer when I was like in grade 7.
Okay, last year.
Yeah, and it's really cool. That's the first time I went in Saigon.
Big city.
Yeah, but I heard someone said when you like take the phone like this and you're calling, someone will take your phone when you're not.
Really?
Yeah. I heard someone say that, but
so they were warning you that someone might steal your phone if you're standing there talking on it.
Yeah, they will steal everything
Who told you that?
with that price. And what
Who told you that?
I heard somebody said that, but I don't really, I don't really remember that. But I think people who live in Saigon won't do that. Just somebody.
Well,
Just live.
there are thieves everywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. You're in Kampha, Da Nang, Hanoi, Saigon, or any city in the world. There are some people that are thieves everywhere. So it could happen. I remember sometimes being in a cafe, and having my phone on the table, and talking to someone or something and turning around and it's gone. It's like, what? Someone walked by and just grabbed it. They're quite brave people who steal on a regular basis. And I know in Jakarta that happened a few times, especially with women who would take taxis. When they'd stop at the lights, sometimes people would jump in the taxi and steal their purse and then run away. And so that was sometimes it can, you got to be careful. You always got to be safe. You don't want to, if you have a brand new iPhone 14 or something, you don't want to be walking around holding it, showing everybody in a crowd. You're asking for trouble. You should keep it somewhat hidden. So what else did you do in Ho Chi Minh, Saigon?
We are going somewhere.
Someone stole your phone?
No. In grade 7, I didn't have a phone.
No, you didn't have one. Okay.
And now I got an iPad. So,
okay.
We are going and we like going to eat. I think just eating and when some what?
So went to a lot of restaurants?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just eating. Because my mom, my dad, and another
all the people.
My parent friends said in Saigon have many good food to eat.
There are a lot of good restaurants there. That was the thing I liked the most about Saigon. I liked there was lots of restaurants, lots of delis, and the food was good. Did you like a lot of it?
Yes.
Yeah. So did you go visit any tourist places?
Yeah, and the like in like in you but in last week I went to Halong too. I went to Halong.
Halong, okay.
Because my uncle said they have bought an apartment and we will live in there every time we all want.
So they bought an apartment in Halong now. Do you like Halong?
Yes, I want to back to Halong when I have changed. Now I'm too busy.
Too busy in your summer holiday?
Yeah. That's why I said I'm studying chemistry, English, math.
Oh, you told me you're doing a whole bunch of summer classes. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because next year I have to do a big test to come.
Your high school entry test. Yeah, that's right. So how often do you get to go to Halong? You're not that far. You're only 40, 50 kilometers away. So how often do you get to go visit Halong Bay?
I think
how many times did you go this year?
2.
2 times only.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 or 3 times a year you get to go to Halong, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit far. It is 40, 50 kilometers. It's not like you're going to get on your bicycle and go there.
No, it's my leg will broke.
It's what?
It hurts. I can't ride a bike. Too far. My leg will hurt.
Means you're out of shape.
Yeah.
You need to do some more cycling. I used to cycle.
Oh,
20 kilometers a lot when I was a kid. On my bike all the time.
Now I want to play football with my friends, but I don't have time. Sadly.
You gotta make time, my friend. You gotta make time. If you don't make time, nobody's gonna make it for you.
Their match, my class with another class, always started when I was going to holiday school, summer school.
So your classes conflict with the time they play football.
Yeah.
You can't find another group on another time to play football?
No, because all my friends, they are free in holiday. Only someone like they are lazy or they have school, summer school like me.
Okay. Well, you can still do some play. Is there a park near your house?
What?
Is there a park near your house where you can play football?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when you do have free time, like right now after you finish this test, just go down there with a football and play by yourself. Probably find some people that'll play with you.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Now you're hungry. Excuse. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. Lily's here. I gotta let you go, and I'm gonna go do Lily's test. So we will see you next week for interest 16.
Let's go.
Goodbye,
See ya.
Mr. Bye bye.
See ya.